Good afternoon, Coolest Coast. It's time for Coffee with Kristin and Tina. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Coffee with Kristin and Tina. We're your hosts. This is Kristin Odell. I'm Tina Prigge, and we have a special guest with us this morning. Nope, this afternoon. It is 12:01 p.m. Becky Richards. Hi, Becky.
Hi, ladies. How are you this morning? Well, like you said, this afternoon.
Are you staying warm?
I'm trying. Oh my gosh. I'm ready for this to be over, honestly.
Wow. Only a
At
few
least
more
there's snow on the ground.
What's your favorite thing to do in the snow?
Is sleeping an option? I don't like to sleep in the snow. I like to sleep when it's snowing. I like snowshoeing. I haven't done it very much in the last handful of years. Walking the dogs, sledding, all the things.
Do the dogs like the snow?
It depends. If you know my dogs, you know they're a little bit persnickety. So Dexter will do fine until he's decided he's had enough. And then he, does this little trot sort of princessy sort of thing where he needs to come inside. And I think Duke could be out all day, every day. Hi, Lori.
Hi, Lori.
Good morning. Good afternoon. So weird.
Yeah,
so used
threw
to
me for a
this in
loop.
the morning. Well, it is still morning, like Colorado, the West Coast, where, the Seahawks who are going to the playoffs, right? We can
Go
still
Hawks.
Was that a raising the roof, Tina and Becky?
Woo, woo. And I said playoffs.
Yeah.
They just won the playoffs. They're going to the Super Bowl. My bad.
Yeah, it's a big deal in the Richards household. I'll tell you what.
Is it?
So
Yes.
Becky's husband is a huge Seahawks fan, Kristin. So yesterday for the game, Jason said, right, in this house, we're all Seahawks fans today. So we're like, okay.
My husband and his family, the majority of whom live in Manitowoc now, are all transplants from the Carnation, Washington area, which is not far from Seattle. So they are born and bred Seahawks fans. So
That's
it's a big
awesome.
deal. Family chat is blowing up today.
It's a very big deal. It's a very big deal. I've always joked that if I wasn't a diehard Packer fan, I'd be a Seahawks fan just because I love the whole 12th man concept.
Yeah.
Which is a nod to their fans. So
we have a 12 flag in our garage over where Cody would theoretically park if our garage was clean enough for him to park in there.
Okay, make me smart, guys. I don't know what that means. What is the 12th man?
Well, there's 11 men on the field, and they call their fans the 12th man.
Because without the fans, they wouldn't be in such a good position, I think is the idea.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha. Very cool.
So we're cheeseheads, right?
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Becky, you are here today because what's coming up in just over a month is the Women's Summit. And we're talking about the 4th annual Women's Summit. How are you feeling? What are you thinking?
What am I thinking? I'm feeling a lot of nervousness. I will be at the microphone just for a little bit of time this year after taking a little bit of a hiatus away from that, I want to say for the last 2 years. So for me personally, I'm a little extra nervous, but I'm also really super excited because I think this year's theme is just so relevant. And I mean, for me personally, just being a 48-year-old woman, I'm just extra excited about this particular theme.
So things no one told us, wisdom and WTFs from the front lines of womanhood. What does that mean to you guys? What kind of takeaway are you looking for? I get really excited when I hear this topic because I feel like there is a lot that, as women, we haven't been encouraged to talk about, didn't grow up learning to share necessarily, but there's so much wisdom.
Yes.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, giving some of these topics some airtime, I think, and to do it in a room full of other women, literally a room full of other women, to just validate this experience, right? I think a lot of our conversations leading up to the theme and how it all kind of evolved was based on that idea of just feeling so invalidated in so many spaces when we, present to even doctors with certain experiences, being curious, like, well, is this a comfortable and safe thing for me to talk about with my girlfriends? My sister, my mother, my daughter, right? I just think there's so much opportunity to validate one another. And I think that's really what I'm excited about.
Yeah. Kristin, what about you?
I mean, I think the thing that comes to mind is, we have had a tendency historically to celebrate all these major milestones, right? Like, oh my God, you're becoming a woman, or oh, you're having babies, right? All these things, or oh, you're going to become a grandma. And it all sounds so luxurious. But what people didn't at least tell me, and I'm thinking you guys are in the same camp, is like all those stages of your life are going to wreak absolute havoc on your body.
Mm-hmm.
Body, it might normalize for maybe just like a little bit, but there's going to just be every like once a decade, you're just going to have something crazy happen to your body basically until you're like 70.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And, so I think just bringing some of those things into light, to validate, to just put it out open in the air about like, yeah, this does happen. And there's a lot of things to celebrate in there, but there's also some things that we should like commiserate with each other a little bit. And
even grieve, maybe.
Yes. Yes. And especially things, like in my 40s, why do I have brain fog? And, I feel like I should get a dementia check, and knowing like that's completely normal. And knowing some of those things, and also knowing that like your version of normal in your 40s, Tina, was probably different than Becky's and is going to be different than mine. And so just having this plethora of experience in the room and being able to suck that all in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's sharing and learning from each other's experiences. Even, for example, Kristin and I were having a conversation like a month or so ago, right, Kristin? And we were talking about supplements that we take. And I was mentioning that I take magnesium to help with phantom limb pain. And Kristin, you said, well, are you just taking magnesium, or is it magnesium? And what was the extra word?
Glycinate.
Glycinate. I was like, wait, what? And I didn't even know what that meant. She's like, well, you should be taking it at night, first of all, because it'll make you kind of sleepy, and you should make sure it's magnesium. And I was like, this conversation is so valuable, right? To like get it correct. Because I was taking it in the morning. So like every day at like about noon, 11 a.m. or noon, I was just like wiped out. And guess what? By switching it to taking it at night, totally different experience, right? But that was just based on sharing that experience with each other.
I love that. That made you better.
Thank you.
I am not a doctor. I should not be telling people what supplements to take, by the way.
Yeah, but
you knew that little nugget of info. I think that's great.
Yeah. And I also know that like magnesium glycinate made me sleep better and sleep longer, and just made me feel better and more energetic in the morning. And like, I want to share that with people. Like my physician gave me the prescription for that. Right. So like I said to Tina, double check with whoever prescribed that to you. But like, I really think this could be moved to the evening, and it worked, and you feel better.
Yeah, it's true.
Hey.
So, just those kinds of tips and tricks and best practices. And, by talking about those things, we can take what works for us or what doesn't. But I think there's just real value in being, surrounded by women and that shared knowledge and experience.
Agreed. So Becky, if somebody is listening and they're like, ooh, Women's Summit, like, can you just give a little bit of history of like, where did this start? We're on the 4th annual. It's incredible. It's been 4 years, but like, where did this baby come from?
Well, in 2022, I had just opened Summit Clinical Services in Manitowoc, and it just felt like I wanted to try to do something to make a difference, right, for women in our community. I didn't really know what that looked like, but I did know some people, right? And I kind of had an idea it really actually, now that we're talking about this, really kind of resonates with this year's theme, interestingly, right? Like women have just so much to share with each other, which isn't always a space that I was in either, interestingly. As a younger lady, I was very much like a guy's gal, right? And now I am like very much the opposite, although not, that sounds like I really don't appreciate men, and that's not the case at all, right? Men are wonderful, but women, just, we have this different kind of ability to connect. We have this different energy, or whatever. So I had requested some time from Tina Prigge, who I knew was very connected to the community through like the Coolest Coast kind of initiative things. I was really excited about that. Like, what would that look like? Carrie Carbon and Becky Hoffman, I knew both of them through the Y, and knowing that food is fuel, right? Carrie being a dietitian and fitness guru, and Becky being a yoga instructor, which I just feel like yoga is fantastic for everyone for every reason. So I was really interested in bringing all of those ideas together just to kind of see what would happen. So we all sat down at a table at Summit, and we're just having this conversation. And in my mind's eye, it was like, we had 8 chairs in the teeny tiny little foyer waiting room of our original location at 820 Washington Street. And Tina, during that meeting, was like, well, as we're sitting here talking about this, what do you think about bringing in Kristin, Odell, and Lori Crawford? And I was like a deer in headlights. And I was like, oh my gosh, these 2 hugely like admirable women in our community. And I think I sort of shut down for a minute, and I was like, okay. And it just kind of shifted. It just sort of shifted the idea, the construct, the energy in the room. And, here we are. And now that planning committee is, the bulk of us who were either in that room by, physical placement or in that room by name. And like, here we are 4 years later. It's just wild to me.
And I just want to put up a quick QR code that if anybody is watching and they would like to join the Women's Summit, this year it is Saturday, March 7th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And it's happening at the Franciscan Center for Performing Arts. This QR code will take you to the tickets.
So smart.
Yeah, so I think we met first in August of 2022-ish, give or take. And then by March, there were 30 some women in a room at the Maritime Museum where we hosted our first event. And I just feel like so much magic has happened along the way. It's been a really incredible journey to be on with you ladies. So thank you.
Agreed. I feel like it's just strengthened the network of women in the community too, right? Like there's a true net of women, energy happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. There are so many female entrepreneurs even in our community. And I don't know if that's the same in other communities, but when I think about just small business in our city, a lot. I mean, the ones that come to my mind are all women owned. So I think that that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's fantastic. By the way, speaking of tickets, I just put up that QR code. Our friend Tara Hartman at Genesis Integrative Medicine is sponsoring several free tickets. So if you are a lady in the area and you yourself want to attend, or you want to nominate somebody else to attend, drop a note in the comments, and we're going to be doing a drawing for those free tickets.
Yeah, that's such an incredible gift. I'm so excited. Thank you, Genesis and Tara.
Yes, absolutely. So, every year we've just kind of landed on topics. They just put our heads together and we brainstorm and we just kind of come up with things that feel right. And it is just such an exciting thing to see also year after year, repeat women joining us again and again. So every year is different, friends. So if you've wondered like, oh, I've come in the past, should I go again? The answer is absolutely yes. It's going to be a different experience. We're very excited to have Gina Armstrong from Balance on Buffalo and Liz Wergen from Juniper PT joining us this year as some guest speakers. And again, just looking to continue bringing not just variety, but really respected and very talented ladies in our community.
I really love that part about the way the event seems to unfold each year. There's always this, for me, there's always this moment of panic, like, okay, well, now what? And it's magic. It's literal magic. It just by the types of conversations we have during the event, after the event, the feedback that we get, and then just the beautiful things that adding, like our guest speaker slots year after year, it's so incredible. I love that the energy and the synergy kind of stays the same, but the events are all pretty different.
And with the guest speakers too, I love it because it's kind of introducing us to these beautiful self-care services that we have in the community that, a person might not otherwise have been introduced to, or maybe been brave enough to try on their own. Here's like this safe space where we get to have these cool experiences and embrace them and know how we could enjoy them going forward.
Yeah, and on the topic of trying things, Liz Wergen is a physical therapist, so she's going to be bringing some like workout ideas and things that really anyone can do. So that is a thing we can try. Gina Armstrong is doing a sound bath this year for the first time. We've never done this at the Women's Summit. So if you've never tried that is going to be an experience all in itself. And then we are introducing a new caterer this year, and we always just believe in really good whole foods. And so you get to try something new that way also.
And the knowledge from the previous years really sticks with me too. So you mentioned Carrie Carbon, and she's very good at helping us understand the importance of food choices and what we put into our bodies, what that does for our bodies, right? I still am eating these like roasted chickpea snacks that I love that she introduced us to last year.
My husband fell in love with, I think it's dates and peanut butter. Is that what right? I shared that little nugget with him, and he's loving on that snack.
That is a fan favorite in our house as well, Becky. The other very distinct memory I have of the Women's Summit is the first year the tablecloths were wrinkly, and Becky's husband, Cody, came and helped set up and was kind enough to iron them.
Aww, that's right.
So, they're
yes.
Much as like, this is incredible women. We've got some pretty awesome husbands behind the scenes cheering us on.
Oh, yeah. I think all three of us have these marriages that are a testament to the idea that, we wouldn't be doing what we are doing without them in our corner. And I'm sure vice versa. Yes. Right. Those partnerships are so important.
I suspect they wish they could attend the event, but I'm not willing to open it up yet because I love the safe space of just women sharing with women.
Or maybe someday there will be a men's counterpart. I mean, I support it.
Yeah. Doug has definitely mentioned like, why doesn't this exist? And I'm like, hey, start it.
Yep.
Be the first. Go for it. Give it a shot.
Who knows where that would go?
I know. Wouldn't it be great? So ladies, the event is from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And in that time frame, we're sharing snacks and meals with you. There's multiple speakers. I think in general, the days have gone very, very fast. So we're setting the time aside for yourself.
It goes fast, and yet it's such a reasonable start time. Like 9 a.m., you still have time to like do your morning thing, get to the event, and then it's done by 3 p.m. So you still have your entire like late afternoon and evening. So it's this awesome time that you dedicate to yourself, but it's not a huge interruption. It's fantastic how it's designed. Bravo.
Yeah.
I would also say that I've gotten feedback, just even from family members that have attended, that it is like a very welcoming space. So if you're wondering, like, can I come by myself, or am I going to feel safe, or am I going to be uncomfortable? This is a space where literally you're going to feel wrapped in a hug for most of the day. And you're going to get to sit with women that are going to make you feel right at home. And it's really meant to be that way. So wondering, is it okay if I come by myself? Absolutely. We would love for you to grab friends and family and come also, but like you can totally come by yourself and just mold right into the environment.
I think the majority of attendees have been in that situation, right?
Yeah, I looked at our orders this morning, and it looks to me like 75% of attendees so far are single ticket purchasers. And very coolly, names that I recognize from years past. There's definitely some new ones, but there's definitely some folks who have been with us for all four seasons, episodes, however we want to, events.
So Mary just commented, I admit I'm a bit nervous about going. And I feel like we're kind of touching on this now. What would you guys say to help Mary feel good about coming to the event?
I love what Kristin just said. I think it really does feel like being wrapped in warmth, like all day. Literally too, a little bit, because when the sunshine comes through those windows of the Franciscan Center, it is just incredible. So the space itself is beautiful. The people who come to attend this event all have the same motivation. They just want to be in a room full of other women who, are looking for the same thing. I mean, it's really very much about connection and community, and talking about things that we don't have a space to talk about. And this year we've created a little additional space to connect with one another as participants. So I think that that's going to be really cool too. We have this idea of you just come as you are.
Including your dress, right? Like just your comfiest clothes.
Yeah, be comfortable. I had honestly forgotten that we had scheduled this for noon today. So I'm looking at my calendar and I was like, oh, I really could have, put on some makeup or done something decent with my hair. And I was like, no. I was like, Women's Summit is about coming how you are and not feeling all of this pressure to do anything other than just be a human being. Right? There's so much focus on being a human doing, and we need the space to be human beings. So
totally judgment free. We launched a new logo this year that I think kind of sums up a lot of what you're talking about, right? Like when I see this,
love it.
Mary, if you're still watching, right? Like it's just women standing shoulder to shoulder on this journey together. Look at like holding hands and supporting each other. I just feel all the good feels when I see this. What do you guys think?
I love it.
I mean, we've always rocked like yoga pants and joggers, but it makes me feel like maybe we should wear muumuus.
Oh, I didn't think about that, but they have skirts on. Right. A skirt is not required.
I love that. I'll be sticking probably with yoga pants, but I love it as a general idea and concept.
Yeah. So when we say comfortable clothes, just for context, that's what we're talking about. Your favorite sweats, maybe your favorite pair of pajama pants, like a comfy hoodie, or, your favorite pullover or zip up. Like we want you to be in a space where you can just soak it all in and not feel comfortable or like something's restricting your movement. So yes, do that.
I love it. Tina, I'm also excited. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, do you have any favorite memories from the last 3 years, or prior 3 years?
So, I think, was it 2 years ago? The theme was Let That Go. And so to give you an idea, the imaging was like a roll of toilet paper, right? And I loved at the event, we encouraged people throughout the day to take a square of toilet paper and write something that you wanted to let go, something you just didn't need to hold on to, something that was weighing you down or that you're anxious about. write it down. And then women had, these stacks of toilet paper squares, and all together as a group, we went into the ladies' restrooms, right, where there was like 8 stalls, and we did a great big countdown, chucked all of those toilet paper squares, and did a big like communal flush. And it was just like this huge release, like this weight was lifted, and we did it all together, and it just felt so supportive and beautiful. I love it.
That was incredible.
We had a good laugh doing it too. I think that was it was equal parts releasing and equal parts just like fun and silly. You felt like a naughty kid flushing something down a toilet.
Yeah. That's a great memory, Tina.
Yeah. And it started off kind of tongue in cheek, right? Like we were like, let that go. So we did the toilet paper, but then we really like morphed it into this meaningful action.
I love that the sass of let that blank go has kind of hopped over to the WTFs. I love that.
I love it. I like all the faces on that image as well, because I think we've all made those faces at different times. Spouses, or parents, or daughters.
What about you, Kristin? What about you, Becky? What are some of your favorite takeaways? Do you have a favorite memory from a previous one?
I mean, I think the toilet paper thing will definitely go down in memory. I have also a distinct vision of when Susan and Shepherdek spoke last year, and she stacked pillow cushions up, and she just talked about carrying extra loads and carrying worry and basically making ourselves suffer over it. And just like there's imagery around having her stack all those things. I think maybe they were lawn furniture cushions or whatever, but the visualization of carrying that load I thought was really powerful.
Yeah, I agree with that one too.
Becky, how about you?
Has it met your expectations?
Boy, that is a work in progress for me. All of the time, 100% of my life is all about managing expectations and trying not to have them. So I think, as far as Women's Summit goes, like I said, when I first sort of thought about this, it was honestly like the teeniest, tiniest little vision. So for it to be,
it's okay. This is a safe space. You're good.
For it to have become what it is and so intentional and meaningful, it's exceeded anything that I could have envisioned, which I think is just another testament to the beauty of what happens when women join in community. So, yeah.
I'm not glad that you're tearing up, but you are demonstrating what is totally acceptable at this summit, right? Like we are purposeful, and we have boxes of tissues on the table, because if something makes you emotional, if there's a grief bomb or you're overwhelmed, it's totally fine. Like let it out, honor that, go through it, right?
It's so funny because in my professional universe, I am a psychotherapist. And I tell people, just kind of what you said, all day, every day, right? If your body's trying to cry, please allow yourself to cry. And then I catch myself like, trying to stifle it. Why do I do that? So goofy.
Why do we all do that, right?
Well, because we're told we're supposed to, and I don't believe that. Let's not lean into that. So thank you.
It feels incredibly vulnerable, so maybe that holds us back. But yeah. I think we should release that, right? Like, is she crying in any of these images? Maybe not, but I mean, it's totally acceptable.
Yeah. She could be crying before or after any of those faces, really, for any number of reasons, right? If your body is making tears, your body needs that release. So,
well, and your body's telling you something, right? So, it's worthwhile to listen to. Too. So, and the cool thing is that Women Summit, you have a table of 5 friends who are there and ready to listen and support.
Yeah, it's just it's such a beautiful day, such a beautiful event, and behind the scenes is such a beautiful experience too. So,
I agree.
And Lori Crawford will be presenting again this year, and I'm really looking forward to her topic. She's going to be talking about her experience, you know, premenopause, during menopause, postmenopause, and I feel like there's just a dearth of information out there, right? Like I feel like I don't know what to expect, you know, and so there's power in that sharing amongst each other.
Yeah, and I mean she's also just a gifted speaker. And so it's fun to listen to her speak. And I think the fact that it's this topic on top of it is just, yeah, something I'm certainly looking forward to.
Amy says, I so wish teen girls could experience this maturity, becoming, and space of support. Being this age as a woman is so good compared to those teenage years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teenage years are hard.
Yeah, it is a hard season to be a teen, that's for sure.
And it's the first of many, 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 many hormonal, emotional changes.
Yeah, really speaking to what you were saying earlier, every 10 years just feels like its own little, I want to say beast, but that has a negative connotation, right? It's just its own experience, and our bodies are always doing something different.
Just when you think you've got a handle on it, just when you think you're like, oh, okay, this is what's expected of me, like, bloop, it changes, right? Like,
Absolutely.
Just putting up this QR code, tickets are available.
Yeah. Tina, do you have, can we throw the link in as well? So if somebody's not great, I know some people struggle with doing the QR code, that they can click a link in the comments.
Oh, yeah, let's put a link in the comments.
So yeah, friends, buy your tickets now. We do limit ticket sales to 70 and have sold out in prior years. And so if you are thinking about it, I would love for you to get your ticket right away. I don't want you to miss your chance.
Yeah, we would love to
I
share
think
this
that's a good
experience
plan.
with you.
Awesome. Becky, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. It's always fun.
Oh,
By
no,
the way,
you guys, I can't believe 30 minutes have just like disappeared. It feels like this is how fast the whole summit goes too, right? You blink and it's done.
It feels like that for sure.
I would also say that how we just talked on air is how the three of us talk when we're in meetings also for the most part. So in case you've ever wondered what it's like, this is really it.
Total transparency. I probably swear a little bit more in our private meetings. But this is good too. This is good practice.
I don't always have earrings and makeup on when we meet. But
I do say, as close as we all live to the lake, we are allowed to talk like sailors.
Oh, I love that. I'm stealing that. I am taking that as my own.
Thanks for the wonderful conversation today, ladies. And viewers, we would love to have you join us at the Women's Summit. And if you've got any questions too, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're your hosts. This is Kristin Odell. I'm Tina Prigge. Delighted to have Becky Richards join us today. We'll see you next time on Coffee with Kristin and Tina.
Bye, guys.